Greetings, my awesome blue stars. Welcome back to your Not So Daily, exposing our classmates. Let me tell you this drama that's going on with a few friends. There was this boy called Stuart who added me into a group chat with Vanilla and Gregory to convince them to talk to each other, but as Gregory was shy, they were doing ridiculous things such as dragging him across the ground and making dirty jokes to Vanilla to make her uncomfortable. One of those boys is my neighbor too. Like, bro, every time I leave my habitat, my eyes suddenly feel intense painful when it catches sight of him. He kept making mommy jokes in the group chat. Thankfully, I don't think he recognized me in person. Nonetheless, he's still a weirdo. As a result, Laura and I purposely walked past Stuart's table whilst loudly talking about their annoying friends. Stuart always uses the word regard replace the G with a T to insult people. At this point, I think it's his favorite word. So Laura used that word to describe two of his friends, and I used it to describe another two of his friends. When I came home, one of his friends, Oliver, sent me a friend request on Discord. I showed Vanilla, and we were so confused. I accepted because I was quite curious on why he sent me a request. He didn't talk to me until a day later. He messaged me saying, "Why did you call me the R word?" Stuart told me. I just stared at the message speechless. I thought of the ideas in my head. Option 1, be honest and tell Oliver how Stuart, Andy, and Dave were bothering Vanilla. Or option 2, get revenge on Stuart by making up a fake scenario, turn Oliver's friends against Stuart. Then if Stuart denies it or tries to blame me for anything else, I'll turn more of his friends against him. Obviously, I chose option 2 because I believe in life we should take risks sometimes. I honestly doubt my plan would work on Oliver as we're all about 15 or 16, so we'd have common sense. I still tested it out anyways. My reply sounded so pick-me if I'm being honest, so here's a cringe warning. I said I didn't. Stuart came up to me during form time and told me that you called me the R word. I felt pressured because my friends were asking if I'd say anything back, so I just said that you're also one. Do you really think I'd insult you for no reason?
Oh my gosh, Stuart is so annoying. This isn't even the first time he's done this. Also, I never called you that word. Why would I do that?
Oh, it's all my fault for believing Stuart. Sometimes I'm just so gullible.
Haha, don't worry. I can relate.
I also said I don't know what Stuart could possibly want from me or my friends. He makes Vanilla really uncomfortable, like he's always so mean and…
Stuart is such a clown. I'm telling you, he is a fake friend to Gregory especially. He's always bullying poor Gregory or hurting him. And also, he talks trash about you and your friends. But don't worry, I'll tell you if he says anything else.
Then Oliver proceeded to tell me embarrassing moments of Stuart. I told my friends about our conversation and they couldn't stop laughing. They were like, how did that work? Some of them were saying that I should try and create some drama to make Oliver dislike Stuart more because Stuart deserves it. Moments later, Oliver told me how Stuart was talking trash me. So I said, what does he have against me? I did nothing to him.
Stuart lacks social anxiety, but don't worry, you've got a friend in me.
The more I spoke to Oliver, the more I realized he is actually a nice person who I genuinely wanted to be friends with. I stopped playing dumb, but I was still manifesting on Stuart's downfall though, trying to turn his friends against him. To be honest, I expected it to be hard to as I've never spoken to any of Stuart's friends, but some of them were easy. As I've gotten one of Stuart's friends on my side, I tried to see if I was lucky enough to get another one, Gregory. Stuart bullies him, so I expected it to be easy. Me, Laura, and Moon went up to him during break time and I said, "Hey Gregory, why aren't you with your friends?"
Oh, you mean like Stuart and those boys? It's because I know that they're gonna bother me as I told them how I have a crush on Vanilla. And Stuart always hits me or calls me names. Like when I first told him that I like Vanilla, he said I'm a monkey and other stuff. I pretty much think he's toxic.
Of course, Stuart says that. I don't think you should be friends with him. He's always so mean, right guys?
Yeah, Stuart is toxic.
I can't laugh yet.
And he's ruining your chances with Vanilla, like Stuart and Andy kept following her around and screaming your name. And also, Stuart called you the R slur. And I even have proof. I'll send it to you when I get home.
Oh, so that's what he thinks of me? I have other friends anyways.
Yeah, I think you should hang out with your other friends instead. They're way nicer than Stuart.
I agree.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I see Stuart's group coming. I hope you all have a nice day, bye.
After that, I walked with Laura and Moon back towards the form time classroom.
Bahaha, Blue Bean, you're hilarious. I was trying to hold in my laugh.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd turn against Stuart so easily.
I just got those aura points, guys. Gregory started messaging me embarrassing secrets about Stuart too. Apparently his parents got fined over 80 pounds because of his low attendance. And now he has to pay back his own parents. On top of that, his mom is really strict and yells at him when he's on call with his friends. Also, he was overly confident in getting praised by his teacher for his homework just to get a detention for not doing it right. I have a thought though. Maybe I should continue starting a rumor with another of Stuart's friends. It's less likely they'll believe me, but they'll definitely lose trust in Stuart as he set a bad first impression for his entire friend group. If I feel like it, I'll go to Dave and make up some things about Stuart because Andy is an annoying kid, so it leaves Dave as the last friend I can interact with. Now that I'm done, let's expose some of your classmates.
Hi, I'm Bunny. A few weeks ago, a new kid, Evan, transferred to our school. At first, everyone thought he was super handsome. All the girls in my friend group had a crush on him. During fifth period, they literally ran to go see him. And when I say ran, I mean ran. I followed them because I was curious. When we finally saw him, we noticed his style: extremely tight pants and a baggy sweater. After that, the girls in my friend group realized he wasn't really all that, so they slowly left the gym. There was one girl, though keep in mind she already had a boyfriend who just wanted to help Evan get around the school. Let's call her Maya. She was helping him out, but the next day, rumors started spreading that Maya was cheating on her boyfriend with Evan. These rumors were started by the boys, mostly because they were jealous that Evan was getting so much attention from girls. My friend group didn't really care, but eventually the group split into two during lunch. I was sitting with a few friends, let's call him Jade, Luna, Noah, and Kai. Jade suddenly said, "Oh my God, I have a crush on him, but I'm scared because of all the attention. We were just talking about him, nothing serious." Meanwhile, the girls sitting at Evan's table were telling people his birth sign, birthday, and favorite color. Keep in mind, lunch is only 25 minutes long and we were barely 10 minutes in. I was just sitting there, completely shocked, thinking how creepy that was. By day 3, the boys' rumors got way worse. Maya came running to her twin sister, let's call her Lily, crying. She said the boys had told her to oof herself and said other horrible things. Another girl, Ruby, and I decided we'd had enough and wanted revenge. When the bell rang, we went to the band room. I slammed one of the boys, Tyler, against the wall. He put his hands up and said it was all Brandon's idea. We ran upstairs, found Brandon, and he didn't even seem guilty. I slapped him, yelled at him, and kicked him hard enough to leave a mark. Later that day, Luna and I saw Maya's boyfriend, Ethan, and he was crying. I felt really bad about that. Afterward, I went to see the principal. He was in the hallway with Tyler, the boy I slammed against the wall. Tyler said that I hit him so hard his head was ringing. I played innocent, and all the teachers believed me. They looked at him like he was insane, so he ended up getting taken away for detention. I asked the principal if Maya was okay, but for some reason, he completely lost it on me. He started yelling really badly, and honestly, his breath stank. Then he stormed off. I ran to the bathroom, cried for about 5 seconds, and then left. After that, I ended up hitting the boy who had said all those things to Maya. Maya took a one-day break from her relationship, and I stayed home from school. Now, all the chaos was slowly dying down. After staying home for a day, I came back to school and everything felt off. People weren't loud about it anymore, but you could tell everyone knew something had happened. Whispers followed me in the hallways, and every time I walked past a group of boys, they suddenly got quiet. Maya came back too. She looked tired but calmer. She told me she had talked things out with Ethan, and while things weren't perfect, they agreed to slow everything down and take space from the drama. Lily didn't leave her side all day, which honestly made me feel better knowing she wasn't alone. Evan, the new kid, stayed low-key. He stopped sitting with the loud group at lunch and mostly kept to himself or sat with a couple of neutral kids. A lot of the attention around him disappeared once the rumors started getting shut down. And suddenly, the same boys who were obsessed with him didn't care anymore. At lunch, my friend group slowly came back together. It wasn't exactly the same, but it wasn't split either. Jade admitted she was glad she never actually talked to Evan. And Luna kept saying how wild it was that things got so serious over someone nobody even knew. We all kind of agreed the whole situation spiraled way too fast. The boys involved started avoiding us completely. One of them tried to act like nothing ever happened, joking around like usual, but nobody laughed. The teachers were watching more closely now, and you could feel it, like the school was holding its breath, waiting to see if something else would explode. The principal never brought it up again, but I noticed he barely looked at me when we passed in the hallway. I didn't know whether that meant I was still in trouble or completely forgotten. Either way, I wasn't trying to test it. By the end of the week, things finally felt quieter. The rumors faded, but I learned one thing for sure. It doesn't take much for a small situation to turn into complete chaos, and once it does, everyone gets pulled into it, whether they wanted to be or not.
Just call me JOK. So I was on Discord and got added to a very inappropriate server. People were sending pictures of things they shouldn't have been. One guy in the server had files on everyone, including where they lived. He posted my file in the chat, and I got scared, so I uninstalled Discord that same day. You're probably wondering how this relates to school. The person who sent the files was someone from my school, who was known for being on Discord all the time. I didn't realize it at first, but later I heard people at school talking about Discord and how they had been added to the same server I was in. That's when it clicked for me that it might have been Lucas. I didn't know for sure, but I had a strong feeling it was him. On top of that, he was sending people's files to random strangers in our area, including students from other schools. When the school district found out, they launched an investigation. Everyone who had been in the server, including me, was questioned. They eventually confirmed it was Lucas, and he was arrested right in front of everyone. The following week, there was an assembly. They tried to keep it vague, but everyone knew what it was about. Now I'm not allowed to text unless it's through Messenger Kids, because that's the only app my parents trust.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm going to explain what happened with some of my classmates. There's a kid in my class named Marcus. One day, after we came back from art class, I was putting my project on the table where everyone puts theirs. That's when I saw Marcus punching another student, who I'll call Eli. My friend pushed Marcus away from Eli, and Eli started crying. My friends and I asked Eli if he was okay, and he said no. The teacher saw what happened and started yelling at Marcus. She sent both Marcus and Eli to the principal's office to explain why Marcus hit him, and she also sent 2 classmates to explain what they saw. When they came back, the principal told Eli not to make comments about Marcus's shoes if he didn't want to get hit. She told Marcus that next time Eli said something mean, he should tell the teacher instead of hitting him. After that, the principal left the classroom and asked Marcus to come with her to call his mum. When Marcus came back, he went into the closet and started messing with my friend Caleb. Caleb told him to leave him alone, but Marcus wouldn't stop. Caleb tried to hit him, and Marcus tried to slap Caleb back, but the teacher stopped it before it turned into a fight. The teacher told Marcus to get out of her class if he was going to keep hitting her students, but he didn't listen. He started banging on the door of the next classroom and messing with Caleb's backpack. Caleb said he was going to hit Marcus if he didn't stop, but the teacher told Caleb to calm down and told Marcus to stop too. Marcus still wouldn't listen and ran out of the classroom. The principal caught him in the hallway and said she was going to call his mum. When his mum arrived, the teacher explained everything Marcus had done. Marcus's mum told the class not to mess with him if they didn't want to get hit. She asked Marcus why he was acting that way. At first, he lied, but she told him to tell the truth. He started crying and admitted what really happened. Then she said they were going home and they left.
Hello everyone. It's Millie, here with another story. So sit back, grab a bucket of popcorn and enjoy. Okay, so there's this guy in my class, we'll call him Jackson. Jackson is weird. Like, really weird. He was doing something in class that he shouldn't have. And you're probably wondering why he was acting like that. It was because of a movie we were watching in class. There was a girl in the movie who was very pretty, and the guy sitting next to me told Jackson to imagine her in a sussy way. After that, Jackson would not stop talking about doing weird stuff involving her. I am not exaggerating. Anyway, I have another story about Jackson, of course. While I was standing in the lunch line trying to get some stale, homemade pizza, Jackson started standing way too close to me and breathing down my neck, asking a bunch of questions. I felt extremely uncomfortable and tried to move away, but he just kept going. Thankfully, one of his friends called him over, and I was so relieved. Now I'm going to expose two teachers. The first one we'll call Mr. Calder. Mr. Calder is my math teacher, and let me tell you, he is rude and disrespectful. One time, one of my besties, Aria, was chewing gum, and he thought she was eating chips. I guess he assumed that because people eat in his class a lot. He yelled at her and said something like, "I swear, if you eat in my class again, I'm getting you written up." I quickly explained that she was chewing gum, and he just said, "Good." Then he went back to teaching like nothing happened. Another time, I had leftover chips from first period and wanted to eat them. The guy next to me was drinking soda and eating chips, so I thought Mr. Calder wouldn't care. I started eating and shared some with my friend, but when he saw us, he yelled and called us names, saying things like we'd already eaten enough, even though the lunch ladies had run out of food. Now on to the second teacher, who we'll call Mr. Huxley. Mr. Huxley kept me and another student after class and said we weren't putting in enough effort, even though I had written a whole essay for the lesson. It honestly wasn't fair at all. He clearly favors other kids in the class, and it's frustrating, because like I said, it's not fair. Anyway, I've been yapping way too much, so I'm going to end this story here, my little Oreos. Bye.
I'm Charlie, and I have a whole bunch of stories about one of my friends, who I'll call B. I'll just tell one of them. So basically, I have two friends, B and another girl named Maya. B is really possessive and rude, so I usually prefer hanging out with Maya. B doesn't like that. All of this happened on the last day before Christmas break. On Friday, we had this crazy day where we went on inflatables. Yes, the whole school, over 1,000 kids in one room with inflatables. Then we watched some kids singing in the school theater, and after that, we had Christmas dinner in the hall. The thing is, we were in our tutor groups. I think Americans call it homeroom. B is in my tutor group, and at least Maya is too, but B was being really clingy. Since it was B's birthday soon, I bought her a plush from that Pumpkin Dandy's World thing. She liked it, but she carried it around everywhere, pretending to feed it and treating it like it was alive. She was just being really annoying. During the theater performance, she was insistent on sitting next to me. A kid in a wheelchair was already sitting on one side of me, and Maya was on the other, so there literally wasn't space. B kept complaining and interrupting the performance until the kid moved and she took his seat. Then, right before Christmas dinner, she kept rambling about how badly she wanted to sit next to me and how she'd unalive anyone who tried to separate us. Even though I know her short self couldn't win a fight if she tried. The teacher assigned our seats at the tables and put B at a different table. Me and Maya literally said out loud, "Thank gosh she's not next to us." We ate dinner and chatted, and at some point I looked behind me and saw B with her head down, hugging the plush I gave her and sulking. After we ate, my first thought was, oh, I should make sure she's not mad at me. So I went over to her, and guess what? She was mad at me. Apparently, it was because I always pick Maya over her. I tried to explain that I didn't choose the seating, but she said it wasn't about that and that I always ignore her. The thing is, literally the week before, she got upset about the same thing. Then we reconciled and forgave each other. Since then, I hadn't left her out once, so I have no idea what she was talking about. This conversation lasted all the way to our tutor base at the end of the day. She refused to go into class. I tried to stay outside and talk to her, but she suddenly ran off down the stairs. I went into class and just chatted with Maya, eating probably chocolate the teacher gave us. At the end of the day, when Maya and I walked out of class, I passed B sulking at the bottom of the stairs. I had grabbed a chocolate for her and threw it to her. She threw a metal pencil sharpener back at me. I ran off while she shouted slurs at me. I was shocked. The sharpener nearly hit my eye. We didn't talk after that,
until she started sending me memes like we were friends again. I ignored her. One bonus story is that once, she persuaded me to bunk class with her. Bunk means to skip class. We got caught, she blamed me, and I got a 1-hour detention and my phone taken away.
Hey, my awesome blue stars, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to comment with blue hearts if you've reached this far, and also mention whose story was your favorite. Peace out, my awesome blue stars. Bye.